I am Christy Calder, and we are the 5-6 pod. Here is a kind of a representation of us. I randomly took this picture on Friday. I'm like, we need a picture for our Boyd presentation, and this kind of says it all. Lots of the personalities are shining. We're going to start by introducing ourselves, and then we will talk about the different things that we've been doing in 5-6 this year. I'm Christy Calder, and this is my second year at Westgate. I am in my 30th year of teaching. I've taught in Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska. And the one thing I can say about this year is my love for teaching is still strong. I feel like my passion for teaching and creating new ways for kids to get excited about their learning is my motivation every day. This year has just been awesome. We've had, we're new, all of us relatively, but I think that the positivity that our team has is really incredible, and both for academics and for social emotional learning. And I'm just couldn't be happier. Some of the pictures there are my kiddos and my boyfriend and our doggos. But overall, I'm so grateful to be at Westgate.
Hello, I'm Christine Lounsbury. I'm sorry, I can't get my camera to work, so I'm just going to be a voice, and hopefully this picture is a good representation. That's me, my husband, and my daughter, Lily. I'm excited to be back home in Colorado. I was born here in Louisville. After going to college in Arizona, moved to Virginia with my husband, and we were out there for 8 years. And it's nice to finally be home and be at Westgate. I've been teaching for the last 10 years. And I've taught a wide variety of groups, English language learners, 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, and even like combo classes before. I really like the experience I'm getting here at Westgate. It's nice to be back in an upper grade, because I've been spending last 6 years was in 3rd grade. So it's nice to be back with the older kids, and just being at such a wonderful school with a very positive community. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be here.
Thank you, Ms. Lounsbury. Mr. McGinnis?
Hi. Yeah, relatively new. I came in at the end of, or when we returned from spring break last year. Westgate was the first year of my teaching career. And then I moved to Jeffco to fulfill obligations for working in a Title I school. And I've made my way back. I'm also a Westgate parent. All 4 of my children have started school at Westgate as kindergartners, and currently about to move on into the high school area next year and experience that. I'm military raised, born in Germany, traveled all over, but I've been in Colorado for the last 20 years, so I call it home. Yeah, I love gaming, writing, and I'm a soccer enthusiast. Played it all my life, all the way through college, and I don't know, all of that crosses over into my teaching, I guess, just creative writing and just knowledge about the world in general. Social studies is definitely one of my passions, and trying to always gamify and anchor learning into experiences to help students remember, the events, the learning itself, and anchor it that way. Yeah, teaching is my dream job, and Westgate is like home. So I plan on just, settling down in here and just really making this world, our school, a magical place for all of our students that come here.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. Mr. Varela, were you able to get on?
No audio. Want me to lip sync for you? Here, just move in closer. I'll try to go for it. You can mime it. Mime the different bullet points.
Well, if you can read through the slide for Mr. Varela. Mr. Varela has been a great addition to our 5th, 6th grade pod as well. And he brings life and energy into our pod. You can see he's been born in Germany. He lived all around America from the South, Tennessee, and Florida to the West. Always hated school, but loved learning. Was an accidental theater major in college. He spent a year in rural Southern Oregon helping seniors with food security. He came here from the AmeriCorps program in Mile High United Way in Reading Corps at Thornton Elementary School. He entered. Yeah,
Yes.
take
Okay, but I
over.
can't hear you guys. I don't know what's going on. I've never had this issue. Okay. Well, I will speak and I just can't hear you. Sorry. Yes. So I'll just kind of carry on from where Christy was kind enough to go. So I was in AmeriCorps, which is how I ended up in Colorado doing the Reading Corps program. I also just linked the YouTube video that they made, which I am in from 9 years ago. It's pretty hilarious. After that, I got into the veteran teacher residency and spent a year at STEM Lab, which is just around the corner from Westgate. And then came to Westgate after seeing a job posting last year talking about having fun as a teacher, which I have found to be pretty accurate this year. I do want to just add, I always hated school, but always loved learning. Even in 3rd grade, there was this girl, her and I would argue over who would get to keep the teacher's old worksheets because we would think we would need them in the future. So, I've got like a 30-year-old stack of worksheets for students if they need them. So, all right.
All right. Well, that is our team. We're going to talk first about our service learning. So this year, what we're doing is every Wednesday, we head down to the 1st and 2nd grade pod, and we have gotten to know our students have partnered with a 1st and 2nd grade student, and we've been doing reading, and it has been the highlight. Our students just absolutely love going down and interacting with the 1st and 2nd graders. Currently, what we're doing is we are writing a book. They're writing books together, and then we will publish them by the end of the year. And that has been a great process to see just all of the creativity and the learning and the interaction has just been really awesome. Outdoor education, we do that every year. Last year, we went and we go through all of the different learning and stations of how to survive. And Miss Lounsbury stayed back with the students that didn't go, and she built tents with them, read maps. They learned how to read a compass, built shelters out of clay. They learned Morse code, and they did an egg drop. And so it was really awesome this year that we were able to, all of the kids, whether they went on outdoor ed or not, they were still getting that education and that learning. It was awesome this year. We had some things, but we met as a team and we can only get better. So we have a new plan for next year of how we can cinch up some of those organizational things. Halloween Carnival, we did that in October. So every year the 5th, 6th graders plan games, haunted houses, mazes, face painting, different activities for the K-4 students to come and participate on Halloween afternoon. And our students took such great pride and joy in creating all of those projects and sharing with the community at Westgate. And the K-4 students did a great job. They really enjoyed it too. Again, we've met as a team. Miss Charlie helped us organize it this year, and want to give a shout out to her because it was awesome. Again, we met as a team. We reflected on the things that were great and the things that we want to change. So next year will be even better. During advocacy, we work on social emotional, mindful stuff, community building, and our service learning with our first and second graders. Next up is Mr.
sorry.
McGinnis.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, and so our daily schedule, we open up, students come in, actually, at 7:45, they walk in. We're kind of greeting them at the door as they walk in. 8 o'clock, we begin kind of our morning circle time with different questions, both philosophically deep or just silly, would you rather. But either way, to get the kids connecting and coming together as a community before we hustle them off to specials. Language arts still has that 90-minute block where we rotate, change classes between the four of us. Miss Calder and Miss Lonsberry taking the 5th grade, and Mr. Varela and myself taking the 6th grade. And then transition into an hour of math, where then Mr. Varela and I take on the 5th grade math, while Miss Lonsberry and Miss Calder take the 6th grade math. Then they have their 30-minute lunch time before we bring them back in for recess. And then academic lab, which is, always an interesting time because the kids, they have their preferences. They love to joy read, but we've been taking advantage of it to use as a way to focus in on specific skills and gaps in areas where we're trying to catch them up and get them to the area that they need to be. And before we switch into our afternoon A and B classes, where I take on the 5th grade social studies and 5th grade science, and Miss Calder takes 6th grade social studies, and Lounsbury takes on science. And then we check in for our advocacy time. On Wednesdays, we do our buddies. And periodically, we try to get them to also be on top of checking grades as well. But mostly it's following the theme of the month that we're doing as a school. With empathy and things like that currently, and we keep having a different theme with each month. Then we finish up with our beat classes before we come back together and as a community clean the class and try to pull everything together to finish the day ready for the following. That's it in a nutshell on the daily schedule.
I realize that we're out of time. The rest of our schedule, or the rest of our slides, are just talking about our curriculum that we each do. We are all really adamant about following the Colorado standards. We have coaching from Mrs. Kandari and Mrs. Coe. And again, I can't reiterate enough how much passion that all of the teachers on our team have, and how we are always trying to get better, and we're coachable, and we collaborate together, and just such a positive experience.